So the central point that I try and make in the book I've just finished is that this, if you like, this ambient mood of civic jeopardy is shaping the experience of precarity at its core in China. And moreover, that China is probably an exemplary case study for tracking this relationship between precarity, expulsion, and culture. Now, I'm not saying for a second here that precarious feeling in China is also isn't tied to labor practices and human vulnerability at the deepest level. Of course, that's true. Those exiled to zombie citizenship are, by their very definition, tethered to casualized work. Their lack of protection from the law leaves them defenseless and exposed in ways that touch very excruciatingly on what it means to have or to lack what Judith Butler calls a grievable life. But if we're to grapple with what it means to feel precarious in China over the last couple of decades, I think it's also important to consider the emotional, the affective impact on society of witnessing at very close quarters the process whereby you see state policies actually carving out what's effectively an underclass consigned to zombie citizenship. And to watch this process is to feel its menace, it's to be scared, it's to wonder who's next. And we see over the last few years a growing body of scholarship which has shown that this sense of trepidation trails the witching hours of even people who by all rights should actually feel quite privileged and secure, but who nonetheless face an anxious mismatch between their long-held expectations and their actual living or working conditions. So people like university graduates, entry-level trainees, small-scale entrepreneurs, cultural creatives, IT employees, white-collar workers, and so on. And I call this sense of trepidation a fear of the cliff edge. It's the slow slide, or sometimes the sudden tumble into states of penury, risk, and civic threat. And as it looms, this imminent fall exacts a kind of toll. It breeds strife, it breeds friction among different social classes. And this unease and the conflict it causes are by no means exclusive to China. I should really make that clear. Just as expulsion itself is a logic which is currently running rife across the planet, as we all know. I'm not trying for a second here to argue for Chinese exceptionalism in a world which is precarious everywhere. But I do think that Chinese experience can illuminate the condition of precarity in quite vivid and quite telling ways.